Welcome to today's broadcast, and we have a very important topic coming up around, geared toward those of you that think that those small little decisions that you make every day or put off every day don't make a big difference in your life and in your career. But before I get started, for those of you that are new, my name is Yashika Lind. I'm the founder and CEO of the Lind Group. We help leaders become better leaders and do it with impact and do it from a space of balance and well-being, what I call the hashtag power plays. And not only that, because we have a team of experts that have been in leadership for a very long time, we come into healthcare organizations to help them strategize ways to dramatically increase their operations. So, enough about me. Let's get back to the discussion. If you're new to me, I always have notes, so you'll see me looking at them because guess what? I'm not perfect, but I want to make sure that you get all of the information that I've planned to disseminate to you today. All right, so we're going to be talking about the power of compound interest in your career. If you don't understand it in your finances, then you definitely probably don't understand how it impacts your career. Leadership, it doesn't have to be hard. I've said this time and time again. When you study successful leaders versus unsuccessful leaders, what you find is that there are half that love leadership, that are doing it well, and although that they experience challenges from time to time, they're not struggling. They have great well-being and balance, and they love being a leader as much as they have time for their personal life. But then there are the other 50% that are scared, that are struggling, that are playing it safe, that aren't adding value, and that are waking up with self-doubt, negativity, fear, burnout, all of the things. So there is a way that you can do it right. And it's not a guessing game, and it's not that they were born that way. If you study any type of leadership, there are proven things that you are going to see that you can implement into your own life to be a great leader, not only in your personal life or not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life. So these tips that I'm teaching you, they go hand in hand with either part of your life, right? So being a good leader is about what you do on the day to day. And while you may not see the impact of these little decisions that you make, or the way that you show up, or that the intention that you have, the energy that you have behind who you are and how you show up, while you may think that they don't matter, when you look at the cumulative response of those little micro decisions and actions that you do on a day to day, you will see that you will astronomically and exponentially start to take off, and your team will start to grow and synergize and work very well together. But for some of you, most of you, at least half of you, you think that whatever is going on, whatever you're paying attention to, whatever you're focusing on is right in front of you. And when you do have the opportunity to not procrastinate or make the right decision or be intentional or be proactive rather than reactive, you may try it for a little while, but then you give up because, things do get crazy. I'm not going to say that they don't, or else you've never tried it and you wonder why you're not where you want to be or where you could be. So, I want you to put yourself, your practice, and not in a comparison way, but in a way for you to learn instead of judge yourself. Put yourself up against someone who's intentional at being their best and putting their best foot forward every day. Yesterday was challenging. Yesterday was crappy. Yesterday might have made you bust into tears. But there's a difference between maybe how you show up and how somebody that's going through those same challenges, how they choose to still show up and put their best foot forward and be their best and not get discouraged day in and day out. And at first, you're going to find external excuses for why they're able to do what it is that they want to do. But again, instead of judge, let's learn from these opportunities and from these things that we are witnessing. Because it may not seem like they're doing things much differently than you, but you have to understand we're all impacted by poor teamwork and stress and initiatives that change every 5 minutes, especially now. And, all the extra time and hard work and meetings and just all of the crap that we have to deal with right now. But no matter what, there are people that still continue to do it. I have done it without being stressed out. We do it with ease. We do it that way because we are more intentional, not about being able to control all the things that are outside of our external control, but we're more intentional about controlling the things that we can control. And so we're continuously learning and growing and improving and being intentional about how we show up in our life. And so it makes these things a lot more easy to deal with as they come up. And again, you may think that it may not seem like a big deal, but I want you to think about maybe somebody like this and then you, and imagine in 5 years, in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what difference that will look like if you continue to do the things the way that you've always done them, or the way that you're doing them now, versus someone that is doing them with continuous growth, improvement, intentionality behind what they do. So, yeah, today it may look the same, but in a year, think about where they may be. And it's not just professionally, it's also in their personal life. And then think about it in the future, and see that if you really want to make an impact and really live a life of high potential and purpose and value, then it starts with the decisions that you're making on the day to day. So, what impact will your ability to understand that every opportunity that you pass on to improve yourself and your skills is the same as if you don't invest a dollar, right? We think it's no big deal if we take $4 and we go to Starbucks instead of investing the $4 in the stock market. But we all know inherently, we all have that knowledge and can understand that over the long run, those $4 5 days a week in a stock market, while it may not make us much money the first month or the first year or even the first 5 years, if we kept it in there for 20 years, we're going to see exponential results. Leadership doesn't take as long as it takes to build a fortune in the stock market, but the idea is the same. When are you going to understand that the impact of you not showing up on point, not doing your internal work, continuing to do things the same way that you always have done it, day in and day out, while you may feel like it's not negatively impacting you that much, or you'll start tomorrow, or when things settle down, then you'll change, or when you get more energy, then you'll change. What you are doing incrementally is making the compound effects that you could experience by starting right now get further and further away from you, and where you could be in a year, where you could be in 2 months, where you could be in a year, where you could be in 3 years, is still going to be less than it would be if you understood this concept and you made the change that you need to make. It doesn't seem like a big deal until it is, right? It doesn't seem like a big deal until you get close to retirement and you realize that you didn't invest in the opportunities that you could have invested in, or you didn't take that leadership position 5 years ago and you could have been making multiple six figures now instead of just six figures. It could maybe impact your relationships and things in your personal life as well. So it doesn't seem like a big deal until it is a big deal. That cheeseburger that we ate every week doesn't seem like a big deal until 5 years later and somebody is telling us we got heart disease. You get it, you get it, you get it. So, the good thing though is that there are resources that can help you get on track and stay on track and make this process from moving from where you are right now to where you should be, where you want to be, where you could be. There's a process that makes it much easier. I started a new mentorship, and it is specifically it's specifically designed to help you move from point A to point Z through a roadmap, through a blueprint that's going to teach you all the tips and the tools that you need in order to start to move successfully into where you should be. And this is not, or where you want to be, and or where you could be. And it's not tips and tools about how to influence other people externally. It's about let's bring it back to ourselves, our well-being, our mindset. How can we reset, reboot, learn the things that we need to be successful in all areas of life? And what will happen is you will unclick the magic in your career and in your personal life and influence those areas in order to become what you would like them to become, but it starts internally. It's the only mentorship that I've seen, specifically in healthcare, that helps you do that. We oftentimes want to talk about how we can make people do all the things and be motivated, but we never bring it back to ourselves and truly learn that it's not vacations, it's not the PTO days, it's not the sick days, it's not the self care. It's really about working on our internal psychology in order to be more successful. And so, enrollment is currently open for the mentorship. And if you'd like to learn more information about it, you can either send me a private message, or wherever you're watching this video, there will be a link for you to learn more about the mentorship and sign up for it. So I invite you to look it over and see if it's a good fit for you. And if it is, I encourage you to apply. I've done programs like this successfully in the past and mentor hundreds of men and women all over the world, leaders in all areas. This time I want to focus specifically on healthcare. Although if you're not in healthcare, because I know I have an audience that's not in healthcare, you'll still learn from this if you wanted to do it. But because it's the first time I'm offering it, it's at a discounted introductory price, and it's going to more than double the next time I offer it. So if you know you need help and guidance and support and coaching, and you want somebody to hold your hand and to help you through that process rather than you trying to figure it out on your own, then this is a mentorship for you. So make sure you check out the information, and I will see you in our next broadcast. Take care. Bye.